Now, according to a recent study conducted by YouGov in the UAE, almost 67% of men and women in the country suffer from hair loss. The study even suggests that hair loss is among the top 2 physical concerns for residents. In the following report, Yara Obeidat finds out more about the causes, effects and treatments of hair loss.
I'm sure that either you or someone you know have complained about experiencing a sudden increase in hair loss since moving to the UAE. And by hair loss, we're not referring to the average 150 hairs a day, but the big amount of strands left behind in the shower or on your brush or every time you run your fingers through your hair. Many of us tend to believe that the water quality is the biggest accomplice, and we rush off to buy the most expensive water filter. So is it true? Is the local water causing our precious locks to leave?
This is misconception, and I get a lot of my patients, they come in and they tell me they started losing hair when they came to Dubai, and then I asked them why. They said, it's the water. I said, well, do you wash your hair, the whole head, or you just wash the front? He said, no, I wash the whole head. Why are you losing only the front? So they can't answer. So the hair does not reach the follicle. Follicle is very deep. This is, we call it the pattern hair loss, either male pattern or female pattern. This is definitely androgenetic. This is definitely genetic. But if the hair loss is generalized, diffuse, the whole head is thin, there might be other reasons, like, for example, thyroid disease, dietary, like lack of calcium and magnesium and zinc, and also vitamin D may play a part.
We have patients coming from Europe. As long as they are here, they are suffering from hair loss. As soon as they are going back to their home country, after a few months, they are emailing us, the hair loss is gone. So there is no clinical study, there is no data which will show us that the water has a minus or is a minus factor for hair loss. So right now I will say no. 90–95% of male, they are suffering from hair loss because it is inherited. In female, the main cause for me is the iron deficiency. Then is the hormonal disbalances, and then the stress. It is like an interaction between genetics and environment. The genetics is, of course, is loading the gun, but the triggers are all the environment.
So now that we know what some of the causes are and that water is somewhat innocent, what can we do to prevent this issue or at least delay it?
You treat according to the cause. If it's an infection, you treat the infection. If it is an alopecia areata or totalis or universalis, there's no treatment for it. So we are sort of dealing, the most common type of hair loss is the androgenetic. There are some medications. There is hormone and the follicle. One of them is the minoxidil, which you rub into the scalp twice a day, and that would delay the hair loss because it just stops this chemical reaction between the testosterone hormone and the follicle.
According to experts, the unavoidable genetic factor is the main reason for losing hair. And unless genetic engineering scientists start doing something about it, we are left with a few options to treat it. So what are the safest, most effective, pocket-friendly and long-lasting treatments recommended?
If they are bald enough, a hair transplant now become the state-of-the-art treatment. The principle is to remove follicles from the donor area, which is the back and the side of the head, which, as I said, is genetically designed to survive lifelong. And then we transfer them to the frontal part of the head or the balding part. Unless they really genuinely need hair transplant, I don't offer them hair transplant. I mean, they have to be really suitable candidates for the procedure.
If there is no root, there will be no life. Hair transplant is the one and the only treatment. The hair transplants must be selected. We can't make for everybody hair transplant. If you have still hair, which we can check with our high-tech device, the photo finder, if we have this device and we can check and we can see how thin the hair is, it will give us information about how small the root is, how weak the root is. We can do a lot to activate and to stimulate this hair to get thicker.
Hair loss alters the way we look and can surely affect our self-esteem. According to a recent YouGov hair loss study in the UAE, 55% of respondents are willing to shorten their lifespan to regain lost hair, and 56% claim that their social lives are negatively impacted due to hair loss. So in order to avoid or at least delay this issue, we need to stress less, eat healthy, and seek expert opinion before asking our hairdresser, barber, or friends and neighbors. Yara Obeidat for UAE Weekly.